are you going to tap into the light of your chest as well? You don't have to, but you think that the light that you're carrying in your chest will amplify this.
Yes, I will do that.
Okay.
We're going to make a scene here. We're gonna let them know we're not messing around.
All right. So the amplification effect of the thing that you carry in your chest, which is now completely, almost blindingly flashing and obvious to
Yeah.
everyone that it exists. There's something in your sternum that is giving off the light of life. It adds an additional 2d6 that stacks with your phylactery, and you've got equivalent of ability focus channel for an additional plus 2 DC.
Fantastic. Okay, great. So 25 DC 25.
Okay.
And it's going to do 10d6 damage.
And these are will saves, right?
Those, yeah.
Okay. They've got channel resistance and really good will saves, but both of them get tagged. One rolls a net 1, the other one gets a 36.
Okay. So that's still going to do damage, and at 10d6, it's going to do 31 to one of them and 15 to the other, I guess?
All right, the one in the back puts up its hands and just lets out this horrible scream as it does not like the positive energy. This one almost like wraps itself in its cloak to try to like hide from your energy, and it will take 15. 53, 63 damage. Both of these creatures look like they have a lot of undead fight left in them. Darshan, these are the sounds of the tortured souls are coming from these creatures. There's something familiar about the languages that the tortured souls are screaming horrible profanities in.
Interesting.
Do you have linguistics, Darshan?
I have linguistics. I'm fairly certain I do. Yes, I've got 1 rank of linguistics.
Okay, give me a roll.
Yeah, I also speak Loanquani, an ancient serpent.
I
Interesting.
have 2 ranks in linguistics.
Give me a roll. It'll be high. It'll be hard for Darshan. I forget Oracle, not wizard.
22.
I was looking for 20. They're all the languages that you will realize a bit later, maybe when you have time to contemplate, assuming that you do survive this. They're all the languages of the constellation of your pearl.
Oh. Interesting.
Of the constellation that you guys came from. Not of the Great Wheel, but of Peshelin's Gift? Peshelin's Tear? What was it called?
Jewel?
Peshelin's Jewel. That's right.
Yeah. Nice. Interesting.
Gracchus.
Oh, geez. That's a good question. I had a real turn planned out as I used this new spell, Instant Enemies, to turn this guy in front of me into my favorite enemy. And then after I realized that undead, he's probably undead, right?
I know what your bonus feat is.
Oh, yeah?
It's called Quick Wild Shape.
Yeah, that would be great. Also, I was looking through, and I have just fly as a druid, so I could have just done that one too instead of. But you know how Gracchus likes to fly around as animals.
You can take lesser forms by doing it quicker. So you can basically the feat replaced whatever background feat you had before. You can wild shape as a move or a swift, which is practically the same thing. So in this world, it will be as a single move. You could transform into a form 2 levels lower, and then the swift we'll call it a free. You can change your form 4 levels lower as a free action.
So as a single, it's 2 levels lower. As a free, it's 4 levels lower.
Yep.
Um,
And I'm gonna put the
say-
limit of like 1 shift per round, because that free action can get stupid.
Yeah, you could go crazy with that. For this owl I am with beast shape 2 here, to fly 60 feet.
Yeah, you can use a single move to turn back.
Awesome. All right. I will first cast. Actually, second question. Composite longbows have a strength component to use them. Is that to use them at all?
Never mind. The quick wild shape is too complicated the way it's described. How about this? No level loss. You change as a move. Done.
Awesome.
And call it done.
Be great.
Okay.
That would be great.
Because I could see this being there's this whole like case statement now that you need.
Yeah. So
Strength rating is if you don't have that strength, you get a penalty. If you do have that strength, you can get up to that bonus in damage.
So there is one creature near you. It's about 30 feet up, looking down into the dome. You can stand on this spot, and you can see probably when you turn into a man, you could probably see this tortured thing.
Okay. And
Avery is looking very out in the open right now, as he kind of got deposited to the ground, and doesn't have battle spells up, and he's like smoking from the fireball he turned into.
And Max, you were saying with you read the rules on composites that require strength. If I don't have the prerequisite strength, because I have this crazy composite longbow, I'll probably never be able to shoot. It's like strength 38. I would take a pretty substantial penalty to shooting it with even if I had all my stuff going and I was like up to strength 28 instead of 22.
You'd be at -5 to hit.
Okay.
But we could get you like an adaptive enchantment. They're pretty cheap.
Okay, we can figure that out later. I just wanted to understand which bow I needed to pull out here. I've got the swift action change, but first I'm going to cast a spell before I change. I will do...
Do you have natural spell feat?
Yes, I've got that at 3rd level.
Nice.
And I'm doing...
You squawk as an owl, you toot and hoot as an owl, and a spell happens.
Yes.
What spell is it?
Gravity Bow.
Awesome.
The old Gracchus original spell.
And then you turn into Gracchus?
And then then I'll turn into Gracchus and land. And that'll be my turn. That should be 3. I think.
The quiet thing is now he's got his hands on top of the dome, but his head is cracking and looking towards you. There's something about the things that are in the folds of its robes that look tentacle-ish.
Mm.
And it's now looking at you like you're very close to it.
Yeah.
Where is he?
I'll growl back at it. I'm right here.
Okay, the temple. True Speaker is going to step a bunch of times back away from the horrible melee. The Catfolk Warrior also does that and is going to switch up his bow for a spear. The True Speaker is going to let his bard song linger. And wow, many. Do I have to touch people for this spell? Nope, 30 feet apart. He's going to Good Hope this group.
Ooh, nice.
I don't know what these things seem to be looking for someone. Who are you looking for? Yes, but who is he? Flint?
You're talking about the guy on the broom? He went that way. And I point the direction that the guy on the broom went.
They seem to react to this, and now they're like looking in the direction you pointed.
I'm being honest. Like, they can roll sense motive if they want.
Yep, Flint.
That said, I'm going to punch the guy in front of me.
You can
a
reach.
bunch of times.
Yep. Or you're gonna step.
I'm gonna stay right where I'm at and punch the flaming thing.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna punch that dude a bunch of times.
AC 20.
All right. First 2 attacks.
Are you earth fisting or anything like that?
Yeah,
Or, okay.
this is gonna be kinetic fist, so he's
Okay.
just gonna. There's just stone that just manifests around his arms. It just kind of
So that's one move.
calcifies out. And he's just gonna punch it out. No, it's no actions. I'm not gonna gather power or anything like that.
Oh,
I'm just
you're
gonna
taking the
punch.
burn. Okay.
There's no burn because it's an infusion. I have infusion specialization 3, so it costs less than 3.
Awesome.
This is just cheap enough to do.
Awesome.
So 30 and 33.
Yeah, you strike the thing. Are your fists magical?
They are
Excellent.
+1s.
That's enough to scatter the ashes.
2d plus 2d6 plus 12.
A pouncing cohort and a flurrying Flint.
2 punches, 32, 29. So call that 16 and 14.
Oh, is that from the from both punches?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't have any DR, so 29 becomes 14 damage total.
Yeah, and then that 32 is from the other punch.
Oh, okay. And then
So that would be 16 damage.
16 on that one. 70, 84. It is in flaming tatters, but still there.
I will punch 2 more times.
Okay. Are you including the Good Hope and the Bard Song?
I am.
Okay.
I believe so. Oh, actually, I was not including the Good Hope. So
Yeah, that was
22
cast,
and
I think, when you were standing.
22 and 18,
The 18's a miss.
but 22 hits.
Yep.
All right, another rock punch. That one, oh god, what a terrible roll. 18 damage, so we'll call it 9.
9, 93. Okay, it's still there. It's like sputtering.
Good
I'll
hope on the
take
damage there?
my last punch as the Hail Mary. Oh!
Nice.
You said they can't get crit, right?
Nope.
We'll call it 13 damage.
You end up scattering its ethereal bones and ashes, and there's just a big pile of ash swirling around in the wind where the creature once was.
And then I look up the other dude.
Okay, they're like they seem to want to leave. Like, you pointed off in a direction and answered their question. The flaming things, however, don't seem to be interested. They're not asking questions. One of them comes flying in to here. The other one comes flying. Oh, let's see. Does it understand the wall? 1, it goes through the ground. 2, it goes through the wall. 3, it goes over the wall. It goes over the wall. And then
The wall is not a lot of damage, by the way.
Yeah, I know. And then one goes, so this one went over the wall, and this one went into the earth and came up next to Avery.
Oh shit.
Underneath the elemental wall. Oh! And they're going to attack. Avery, AC 24 touch, and Flint, AC 24 touch.
No.
Okay, and then a second attack on Avery, 24 touch, and a second attack on Flint. Not a 20, I'm guessing. So yeah, Flint's dodging and weaving. Avery, I think, got nicked twice.
Certainly possible, yeah.
I need 2 fortitude saves as this horrible cinder creature is trying to draw all the moisture from Avery's body. And living creatures need the water.
Avery's
This is to avoid con damage.
Avery should have a plus 15 on fort saves.
Okay, their desiccating touches are DC 19.
You want to
Alright.
roll them, Matt?
Yeah. 1d20.
He takes
plus-
seven fire damage. I don't know if he has any resists from the 2 touches.
19 and 31.
Okay, he avoids the D8 con damage per failed save. Let's see what this would have been. Let's see what this would have been. He would have taken 7 con damage.
That's a dead wizard.
These things are really dry. Is what Avery's yelling. Flint, you've avoided the touches. You could just feel that they're bad.
You should move and not get hit.
Tech's within.
Pouncing distance.
Yep. Tech could pounce jump into a flank if he wanted to. Avery does have a staff or a dagger or something out.
He should do that. Has he seen the way that the oread's attacks went sort of through this thing?
Yes, he was close enough to and around the wall to observe what's been going on. Yeah.
Because
these things look physical. These things look incorporeal.
Yeah. He does have a ghost touch end on one of his weapons.
Perfect. There's a bug man. They're called Kreen. Came running out of the wilderness and is now attacking the flaming cinder ghost.
So let's see here.
Crojan roars, "The bug is with us!"
So he's going to use the ghost touch end. He's going to go 2-handed on that instead of double blade. 1d20 plus 25 on the first attack.
Okay, he does get benefit of the Bard Song, but he wasn't around for the Good Hope.
Plus 27 then.
I think Avery was too far for the Good Hope too.
Oh no, I counted the Bard Song with him already. Let me do just that.
Is that a +1 or +2 Bard song?
Yeah,
it's a +2
Bard Song. Yeah. So plus 25, 36.
Yeah. Tech is now cleaving this thing up.
Yeah. 1d8 plus 28 damage. He is power attacking.
Okay.
But Furious Focus means he avoids the penalty on the first attack.
32 damage with a Ghost Touch Blade. Sends a bunch of the ashes flying. It growls in pain.
And then a second attack with his last action?
He was 100 feet away. So he had to probably double move to get to that point.
Yeah. That's what he does then.
All right, Tech is trying to help out Avery. Some strange half-elf meat. Crojan.
Crojan's just gonna. How far off? Oh, the Soul Reaper number 3 is thinking about leaving. Is that right?
Both of them are looking around, like they heard Flint answer the question. Apparently, they said something that really triggered with them.
All right, then Crojan is just going to swing at Flaming Thing. So this is not a charge, but he will just full attack.
Okay.
And he does have the benefit of Good Hope and Bard Song +2. So 26. $31, $38, and 27 to hit for Bite Cluck Claw.
27's a miss, net one.
Oh, right. So 2 hits?
Yep. Roll to confirm the critical miss.
Oh, yeah. That's just this thing.
Yeah, would have hit. Okay.
So just 2 hits.
What was that AC that you had to get through there?
20.
Not a 1, basically.
The fiery things are really easy to hit relative to your skills.
Oh, he's hitting those.
20 points. Looks like 20 points each. So
yep. So 40 damage on the cindery ghost thing. And then he missed with the last attack. Start stirls when he yells at the flaming ghost. They're not like they're trying to fight effectively, like they're trying to block or dodge Crojan's slashes, but he's just too mighty. Tortured souls. This one is going to fly away. It flies over the wall. I don't know. I think Crojan might still threaten it. There might be an AOO as it's going.
I think he'll let it leave.
Yeah, it kind of.
I don't think he wants to like encourage it to stay.
Yeah, it looks at Flint and then as it flies off, its bony scythe ends up kind of curling up and absorbing into its cloak, and it goes flying off. This one also looks around a little bit like it was on edge, maybe from being fireballed so many times, and the light coming from Darshan, and it too is flying off.
Did they get the direction right?
Yeah, they're
Are
flying
they off by a couple degrees.
They're flying in whatever direction Flint has pointed.
Okay.
If you are lying or harboring him, we will return, says the one on the roof to Gracchus, and it flies past Gracchus. Gracchus, do you have any... You have a bite. You could try to bite the thing as it flies by.
I guess I'll give it a try, yeah. Oh, God.
So, as it goes
I'm like
by,
mad, you know?
you're gonna bite it. All right?
That's ward on.
Oh,
That'll
you
help.
need to do some fire damage to Crojan, I think, because it natural attacks, right?
Oh, yeah. 2 natural attacks. 2d6.
Does it...
2 at
I guess...
1d6 minus 3. Yeah, he took 3 damage.
Do it, Gracchus. Do it.
I guess what does he look like? He looks all gross and like ghosts,
Like a
and
reaper.
bones, and I probably don't want to touch him.
You're like,
Gracchus looks like he's about to, and he'll think twice.
Hold me back. Hold me back.
Gracchus, I gotta remember, Gracchus isn't as impulsively stupid as the professor.
Okay.
I gotta.
it's almost like you knew you had the instinct to bite it,
Yes.
but the smarts not to bite the thing.
the wisdom of the druid inside.
It stared into you like it right face to face, eye to eye, and it is a being of pure torment.
How far does it fly past me before it runs out of movement?
Yeah, it's gonna go 40. This one ends up really high up. Like it was at the dome level. It did fly down to meet Gracchus's gaze as it threatened you.
Okay, he's pretty far now.
Avery, I think, is going to step away from the Cinder Ghost and go running back beside Darshan. I cast a spell, fireball, me, Noranunai.
You did. You did. You have learned many things in the dream, in the prison.
We were dreaming?
There were nightmares.
Ah,
For Darshan.
oh. Avery looks really upset for some reason. So my tower's not real?
Oh, dreams are real. Dreams are real. But they're not here.
Oh. Oh. Where are we? Darshan.
We are in a place that I have not heard of. Darshan, let's see here.
You're at the Temple of the Moon.
Let's go out to here. And Wiccan channel positive energy.
Tech asks, is the glowing meat with us? To Crojan. Yeah, he's with us, I think.
Bask in the light.
All right, so this is a 30-foot radius of glowing light, which will get both of the cinder ghosts. They are undead. They do not like this.
Nice.
And their will saves are not as good as the...
DC 25s on them.
as the tormented souls. One fail, one made it.
Okay. One takes 37, one takes 18.
69 and 58 damage.
Yeah.
All those that don't know Darshan, there is something like he's got some sort of like light crystal or flashlight in his sternum that is just blazing with positive energy when he pulses this power. Gracchus from atop the building, bow in hand.
That was quick channel.
That was a quick channel? Okay, that
There's
burned
a
two.
move and one action.
Yep.
I will do it again.
There's a second pulse from Darshan. Avery cheers this time. Yeah!
Darshan casts 2, you see.
Darshan!
By she pay.
Darshan is the energy.
The light is part of Darshan. Let's see. They're trying to avoid. One of them avoids it and one of them does not.
Yeah, the exact opposite. So
Exact opposite. So 33 and 16.
16 would be 85 on that one, and 33 on this guy is 91. They're both flickering as you snuff out many of their burning embers, but both undead things are there, but severely weakened. Gracchus from the roof.
Yes, I can see these two standing flaming things. Do I have a like a bead on them? Can I fire without...
You have a bead on this guy. You'd have to move to see this one. Pythagoras says these.
And the Soul Reapers seem to be disengaging and moving away.
You could fire at them. They are within range of an archer, and they're visible. They're flying they're flying towards a very unnatural looking black cyclone that is out in the desert, like a giant 100-foot tall, 200-foot tall dust devil.
Okay. Yeah, but they're not interested in us all of a sudden.
No, somebody said something. You didn't quite catch what Flint said to him, but something. Actually, your perception's pretty good. You might have heard Flint. Say,
basically telling me he's over there. They went that way.
The guy on the broom went that way.
Yeah, and they're heading over there to it. Yeah, I'm not interested in those guys for the moment. I will try and shoot Flaming Thing 1. All right.
Okay.
Is it undead?
Yes.
Okay. I will draw back my composite longbow. Oh, shit, I lost the name. I've got like 3 of these things. This one was Ukko's Last Reign, my previous god when I was but a lowly ranger. This was the bow of my god before he was forgotten forever. And as I'm drawing it back, the sunlight will glint off of my bracers, which will give me a +1 on my longbow. The bracers reflecting the tears that were in my eyes when I lost my first animal companion. My gray stars fall bracers adding to my poise as I look upon my favorite enemy down below me, granting another +4 on top of my +5. We're at 5 total right now. Sorry, 6 with the longbow focus. I will hear the sound of the bard blowing through the winds of this desert. We're up to 7, I think. 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoa. We're out of point blank shot because he's too far away. And the deadly aim, it would be at 12th level, it would be -6 + 12 damage.
1, 4, 8, 12. It would be -4 + 8 damage.
-4 + 8. I will take deadly aim. Let's see if I can still do it. I think that is all of my bonuses. So it should be 1d20 plus 18 is my 12 bab plus my 6 dex, plus Bracers of Greystar for 1, plus Favored Undead Enemy for 4, plus Weapons Focus Longbow, plus 2 from Bard Song, minus 4 from Deadly Aim.
And you can add 1 for being above.
And plus 1 advantage for being above. I think that's all of it. Here we go.
You're going to have to make a combat sheet for this because I don't want to go through.
Yeah, of course. This is the first time I've done combat since I played Gracchus.
Yeah, 2 years ago. So sure.
Yeah.
Epic
This is like I had to relearn D&D combat this game. Yes.
Yeah, your arrow strikes true, burns into the back of the undead thing.
The first one will. I have many shots, so the first one will hit for 2, and this will be. I forgot to say it. It should be ice arrows because it's like obviously on fire, right?
Okay, so we're gonna roll the fire damage separately because it is vulnerable to cold.
Yeah, this will be all frost arrows. I can figure out later. All right, so the first 2 hit, and so damage should be. Gravity bow is 2d6. Plus, I have a strength 22 composite longbow, right?
I have to read multi-shot.
Many shot as the first successful attack counts as 2 arrows.
Yep.
Yes. And
sorry, the first attack per round. Technically, if you miss the first one, you miss many shot.
Yes.
And all the bonuses apply.
Yeah.
Except for the frost. So
what's the frost from?
Oh no, it's precision damage. No, you'll get them both.
Yeah, if it's like an icy bow or something like that, it would just work.
It's a cool or a frost arrow.
Yeah, and then gravity bow increases the d8s to 2d6s. So it's 4d6 plus double all the mods.
Nice.
Yeah, 4d6 plus. So I'm trying to figure the composite longbow. It's 22.
That's
I have
plus
enough
6.
strength to do it, so it's plus what?
6.
Plus 6. Okay. So it's 4. So 2d6 plus 6 from the longbow, and then it's getting plus 8 from deadly aim, and no.
What's the magic on the bow?
I think it's plus 2. Let me double check. This is the plus 2 composite longbow.
Okay, so that's
strength
plus 2 damage. Bard Song's plus 2. You got your favorite enemy in there.
Favorite enemy also adds additional damage.
Hell yeah.
Is the same modifier the same? Like if it was plus 4, it's plus 4.
Correct.
Yep. Per arrow.
So
what's the bonus on the one arrow? Like the total bonus to damage?
I think it's plus 6, plus 8, plus 2, plus 2, plus 4.
That sounds right.
Yep.
And so I'm rolling 4 of that, right?
No, 2 of that. But what does that add up to?
Oh, it's 14,
More
16, 18, 22.
Okay, so you're adding this on your many shot. Two 2d6 arrows plus double the modifiers, and then we're going to do the cold damage separately.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Plus 22, plus 22. Okay. 59.
Okay. And then it's vulnerable. So I think vulnerable takes 50% extra. I'm just going to roll it pretty quick. So 7 damage becomes 10. These weren't ghost touch arrows, so 59 becomes 29 damage, but we add 7.
Wait, is the 59 is like a damage reduction thing?
Incorporeal creatures you do half damage against.
Oh, okay. It's not damage reduction.
You did a total of 36 damage, which was enough just with the mini shot to destroy the Cinder Ghost.
Great. So I only used 2 arrows there.
And this one exploded into a bunch of like burning coals that populated the ground around it, and it did kind of a twirl and turned into a bunch of ash.
Sorry that took so long, guys.
No problem. So you
You're good, man.
I was trying to full round attack there, but the thing died in the first shot. So
I forget.
don't
Did
know,
you cast in this round, or did you?
No, that was last turn. This
Okay,
was just...
so you could move to the edge of the building, have a look at the other
Yeah,
thing, and then fire at it.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm so used to my attacks being spells, which cost.
All right, so the total bonus, if I'm looking at this correctly, was 19, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 23. So iterative attack would be 5 less, so it'd be plus 18 on this attack.
All right, 1d20 plus 18, 28.
28
That
damage.
might actually. That's 28 to hit.
Yep, and you've got precise shot. So an arrow comes from the roof, Flint, and explodes this thing into a your base damage does more than its hit points. So
Yeah.
it explodes this fiery ghost into a torrent of cooling coals that just go plopping to the ground all around you, and it dies. The tormented beings are floating away. The temple, no one from the temple is firing at it. This one warrior comes forward with a spear to help, guard Avery, I guess. And if you're letting those things fly off, then they don't bother you. You can hear them disappear. As you're watching them go, Tech. What about Fuzzy Meat on Roof? Is he with us?
Gracchus is with me. Darshan gives the blessing to the fuzzy one.
Yeah, they're a bunch of... They're with us, says Crojan, breathing heavily. For now, anyways. Noted. You get this...
I pointed Darshan's crystal in his chest. I like your rock.
Yes, it is a source of great light.
The cyclone...
From a great sadness.
The cyclone in the distance, you guys notice that there is a pulse from the center of it, and there's like a dark purplish light that goes firing from the base of the cyclone up into the sky. Does anyone have a perception of 15 or higher?
I have a plus 23.
Flint, you've got a fine eye for detail, especially with lights and gems and things that glow. There were 2 purple lights, not one, that were close together that went firing up into the sky. It made a crack of thunder that sounded like a roof breaking.
I think the guy on the broom and his buddy might have just gone through that light.
The cyclone is now dissipating, like it's warbling and it's kind of going off to its side, and the regular desert winds are taking hold. I'm going to change to a different scene for a moment. Professor.
Ooh, here we go. What has he been up to?
You awaken from your dream, and you are quasi-aware of your surroundings as Sinclair is in charge. and riding upon some weird broom, clutching onto the robes of a man who is piloting it. I'm going to go to a map called Desert Before and After. And then I need a professor token. Let's go grab. You're kind of in Sinclair's head at this point in time.
Mhm.
Are you going to announce that you're awake? He doesn't seem to know that you're awake.
I will clear my throat audibly in his head.
Not now.
Yes, well, I'll say in the head with him. Where are we and where are we going, Sinclair?
Okay, you know the answer to this. You know that you've just flown out of the House of the Moon with your new friend.
Yes, well, I'm going to need him to turn us back around and take us back, you see. I'm awake now. You've had your turn.
Not now.
I will give you a chance. Why? What is so compelling? Keep in mind.
And you notice that Sinclair has in his hands the puzzle box.
Ooh. Interesting.
The broom lands in the desert.
Uh-huh.
You notice that the man just kind of kicks off his leg off the broom like he's ridden this thing 1,000 times before. The broom is hovering. You're pretty sure that this broom is just made for flying. Like it's not a cleaning implement. It is an implement for gaining great speed. Where is Professor's token? Lost him.
He's sleeping.
What's that?
He's sleeping.
No, his token isn't there. Let me grab. Oh, did I put him? Desert before and after. There he is. You may want to hold your breath, says the strange man. There's something oddly familiar about him, although you've never met him, Professor.
Okay.
I will mentally hold my breath even though I'm not in charge right now.
Yep. Sinclair holds his breath. The wizard... I feel weak. This place has a lot of strength. Surprising amount of life for a desert. He, from nowhere, seems to summon a staff. The staff looks like it is, like, gnarled and death itself. He plunges the staff into the ground. Immediately there is eldritch and necromantic energy that pulses into the ground and like separates in all directions. He lets go of the staff and it's still holding itself upright. And he begins to incant. Give me a spellcraft check. Sinclair just seems to be bewildered with this power. Sinclair says to himself, which you hear, I've only heard of this.
Ooh.
Yep. 43.
The strange wizard says, walking slowly around his staff, and by the time he has gone 360 degrees, the staff seems to pulse into the ground once, twice, and 3 times. On the 3rd time, in about a mile radius, all plant life dies.
Ooh.
And the energy of the life that he just destroyed, creatures, bugs, plant life, is now being absorbed into the staff.
Interesting.
At this point in time,
Does he look like he's getting stronger, or just the staff right now?
well, now he grabs out and touches the staff, and he seems
Is
to
it-
be absorbing the power that was collected inside the staff.
Did he do all of that in one turn, or did he perhaps do that across 2 turns?
Two rounds.
Would there have been a
Maybe
chance
three
for-
maybe 3 rounds of 3 rounds of chanting, and then 1 round of him absorbing power.
Would there have been a chance for Henry to surge forward and attempt to grab the staff, seeing it all powered up with all of that sweet, delicious necrotic energy?
Give me a charisma check.
What? Come on.
Charisma is your personality. It's an opposed charisma check with Sinclair.
I mean, it's not terrible. It's +2, so it's terrible, but it's not negative. 7.
Okay. Sinclair gets a 14.
Sinclair. Well, do it, Sinclair. I will scream in my mind at him. You fool! It's powered up right there. You
Not-
have your moment at the helm and you're squandering it.
Not now. You, with your 43 on your spellcraft, know that he's defoliated the area. You're pretty sure that this forbidden type of magic that is mythical and has ruined worlds is called defiling. I never liked the taste of it, he complains, as he's just coursing with power, but a very quick way to rememorize your spells.
You fool! You let him get it? Now he's powered up. This is why you never get the reins. You think, oh, I'm gonna take over and do things better, and here you are letting a powered up artifact slip through our hands.
He's now walking around, and he kind of like hits this dead cactus off to the side. It just turns into dust. Like he's turned a mile around you into ash and sand. And he looks at a rock, and he bends down towards it. This will do. And he plants the staff into it again, this time to just like touch it, and he's casting a spell. You have really good spellcraft. He's fabricating.
Okay. Which, like, you could turn something into whatever shape you want, basically.
Yeah, give me a knowledge, nature, profession, minor, knowledge planes.
Yeah. 1d20 plus probably nature or planes. Planes is higher. 25. 43.
Okay, he fashions what looks like a multi-pronged tuning fork from what might have been just like
Just minerals. Just
just
laying around.
minerals and like some rusting, like a bit of a rusting iron ore.
Mm-hmm.
There's now this shiny tuning fork. He
And that, like, used very little power. Or he used the staff to get the power, and now he just cast it? Or...
he just cast a fabricate spell. Yeah.
Okay. And so it doesn't look like he's lost much power or anything.
Then he picks up the tuning fork
Yeah.
and is now casting another spell. Grab a hold of my hand, and I'll show you something. I'll show you how to power that box of yours. Yes, our phylactery, says Sinclair. Sinclair is eagerly stepping forward. I do this for both of us, what he says.
Oh, don't try to placate me now that you've let the prize get away. Oh, we'll get a box powered up. Oh.
Yes. Leaps and bounds. He's making reference to something that he was promised, but you're pretty sure you weren't awake for that part of the conversation.
And I don't have access to his memories.
You're trying to push. We could make an opposed int check.
Yeah. Let me do my bread and butter here. You can't hide anything from me, Sinclair.
He gets an 11. Oh no.
Oh wow, what? He's only +8 int?
Well, no.
Yeah, I guess
He's
he
got
doesn't
your
get it.
he's got your int when he's Sinclair, but you're pushing up
Yeah.
against something else. A 17. So while you're like rifling through recent memories, like going through card catalogs of memories, trying to figure out what he was promised, at the center of this cyclone, Sinclair grabs a hold of this strange wizard's hand, and he is casting a plane shift using the rod he just made.
God damn it, Sinclair.
He may have combined the rod. It's looking a little bit different with a overlapping tuning fork that looked like his rod fit inside of.
Combine 2 tuning forks to open this plane shift here.
Yep. And while you finally find the memory of what the conversation that the two of you had, you realize that Sinclair is being plane shifted along with the strange wizard.
I mean, I guess I'll just shake my head and grumble incessantly in his mind and see what happens.
The
right?
two
I
of
mean,
you turn into 2 purple lights that ascend straight up.
I will. The whole time, I will just incessantly badger him for his stupidity that he could have had the whole cow and he settled for 1 bottle of milk. I will just constantly try and come up with analogies
Okay.
for this.
That's what the desert looked before his spell. This is what the desert looks like after his spell.
Yeah, that's about
Which map is this?
The desert before and after.
Ah.
And the professor goes with Sinclair, right? He's
Yep.
gone.
Yep, I'm going to move you guys to a different map.
I would really just chew him out. Just really light him up in there. He had it. He had the stab. It was right there in front of us. And he took some little, let me power up your phylactery. Oh, I have the power to just drain pearls
Where he's
directly and do anything I want because I'm a super being, but I'll give you this consolation prize. It'll be a lot of mocking. Really just imagine the professor just droning on in your head, constantly berating you. Just how awful that must feel.
Okay, we're going to go to a place. I need to make it player visible. Player visible.
Player visible. Dominos. Frickin' Sinclair. I let him run the show for 1 afternoon. Plane shifts us away. Oh God. Oh no. This is a place where I can make a lot of poor decisions just by this map.
The two of you appear upon what feels like a plane of glass. There is a strange sky beneath your feet.
Okay.
Horrible dead ultra vegetation lies. You're not too sure if it's alive, but it's not thriving very well.
Mm-hmm.
Crusted here and there. Some of the vines actually form what look like really horrible looking trees. Every once in a while one of the vines twitches like it's alive. You do notice that the strange wizard he's of the school of I don't walk, I fly, the Zephyr school of travel. So like
I'm familiar with this.
immediately he begins to lift off the ground, and Sinclair croaks out a overland flight to keep up. Sinclair seems to know where you are. And
Do I?
And the memory that you had in the short conversation,
Mm-hmm.
the strange wizard came out of the lantern, and you were the first to awake, likely because you were coughing up and puking up the remnants of horrible aberration worms that were dead and dying as you came out of the dream.
The professor is
The professor was, yes.
Oh,
Do you
interesting.
remember the curse you no longer
Oh
have?
yeah, that we saw while we were on the ship. Oh, that thing actually came out of him physically out here too.
Sinclair immediately took over, and
okay.
Sinclair is the one that accidentally kicked the lantern
The other lantern that had
the strange wizard inside.
Oh, that's where this guy came from. Okay, he's just a random. That other lantern wasn't like Levi's old character.
Oh, one of you, he said.
He said that now to Sinclair or to me?
No, this is you recalling the conversation as Sinclair and him are flying above this strange
gotcha.
landscape. The landscape, the sky of this place is even weirder. It's distant stars, and you can see floating orbs like planetoids hanging in the sky.
44, do I know what plane this is?
You are in the same plane as Askren. In fact, he used the tuning fork along with his own to do something that you're not supposed to be able to do. And that's plane shift to the same plane.
Ooh, but just like
but
a
you
different...
didn't. You're not on Askren. You are on top of Askren.
Oh, yeah.
Not Askren, right? Bosterra.
Bosterra, my bad.
Cool.
Yeah, on top of...
Bosterra. The plane we were just on.
Yeah, Bosterra. Sorry. All the times I said Askren, Bosterra. I read Askren recently, so...
Yeah.
You're on top of Bosterra.
Do I, just looking around, see the azure light anywhere around the plane, or probably not underneath me in the plane?
You can kind of see the sky inside the pearl.
Yeah. But like up above, which is like outside of the plane, right? If I'm looking down at the glass dome of the plane.
Yep. And you can see
I'm looking out.
Okay, so Sinclair is the one that's looking. In fact, the two of them seem to be traveling towards a particular formation of the vines that holds two spindly orbs of power that are floating around each other and interacting.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to just crunch as much of this data and pool as much knowledge as I can, and just try and figure out. But as these guys keep walking or flying, rather.
Now you're recalling the conversation. It looks like you're having a bit of trouble. Yes. Teach us how to become a lich. Teach us how to craft a phylactery. So you recognize me? Yes, of course I do. Any being with knowledge would know who you are.
He said it, so I gotta divert my attention from the plane and its wonders to knowledge this guy's face. Geez, what would be knowledge history? What would knowledge local? I think King Renlar. I think it is Grandpa here. Knowledge family, knowledge nobility. I'll study his face. Is there a skill check involved, or is this straight memory check?
Are you combating Sinclair for the memory of like the knowledge of I know who you are? Of course I do. Any being of knowledge would. Or are you?
No, my
are you
pride
trying to?
is winning out on this one, and I'm just seeing first if I know it, and then I'll try and if I don't, I will try and hide that from Sinclair while I probe his mind surreptitiously to gain the
Okay,
knowledge.
so this would be knowledge, history, knowledge, arcana, DC 50, and you have a +10 bonus because of reasons.
Yeah, probably Arcana is gonna be the best one here for me. 58.
It's your grandfather.
I figured, hey, which I don't think I had a great relationship with.
It is the necromancer.
Yeah, capital T necromancer.
You've only seen his painting.
Yeah, but his wife was around, and she was a real bitch. Pardon my terminology here, but as I recall,
You
there was a
know
lot
that
of
Grandpa
emotional damage.
disappeared to go do mage things in far off places.
Yes, and we kind of lived in his estate. Dad followed in his footsteps, his dark, evil, shadowy footsteps, and
apparently he ended up in a lantern, along with heroes that were also hunting him for his misdeeds.
Interesting. He was in one too. That is very interesting.
The Titans, he says to Sinclair. They could not create in the same way the gods created. They created by stealing. They created through a facsimile of creation. They created through and empowered their creations with these. And he's pointing at the two gemstones. One seems to be red, and the other one seems to be black, and they're swirling around each other in between this this almost like horns made out of the vines, or perhaps there's something underneath it. Each of the pearls has two elements that keep them powered. Yes, to become a lich is very expensive, well beyond our wealth and means to do. I will show you a shortcut if that is what you desire, my son.
Oh, all right. Hey, Grandpa's not so bad.
It has been some time since I have harvested one of the pearls of the engine that fuels them. Give me a stealth or bluff check. Your grandfather pauses for a moment and looks at Sinclair, because you've been harassing Sinclair while Sinclair's been piloting you. I'll allow you to add your int instead of your charisma or dex.
Okay. Yeah, then that changes that. Probably bluff. I would say. What do I have in stealth? 5 ranks in each, and both are cross class. So 1d20 plus 5 plus int instead of those things. 36. Ooh, D20. Nat 20 on that one.
Okay. Perhaps he caught a glimpse of something, but now he's paying attention to the two gemstones. These things are... they're elemental, or maybe a combination of elements. One of the gemstones is clearly fire. The other one is earth. However, the earth has been suffused with negative energy.
Okay.
Choose. You will only need but one. Be careful in your choice. Its removal will change Bosterra forever.
Well, are you even going to consult me? Or now, Sinclair, I call all the shots now that Henry's asleep.
Quiet! This is power. We will not get this chance again.
Oh, yeah, just like you won't get that staff that gave us the ability to walk out here with ease as if it was nothing to it. You won't get that chance again, will you? Quiet.
We choose the dark one, he says. We, the royal we, of course.
Oh yeah, he does.
There's a smirk on the strange wizard's face. He raises the staff again. The staff seems to be an implement of many powers, and he floats up to the gem. He is saying arcane words that you will try to remember. Sinclair flies up as well, and for the first time that you've ever seen, although you can't see into the box is open. The puzzle has been solved.
Ooh. And
Eldritch words are spoken. Great blasphemies are riddled inside of them. You're pretty sure he's also speaking in Titan, the language. As the strange wizard, he moves with haste. He does glance over his shoulder a few times at this really oily, dark patch in the sky that looks like a tangle of tentacles.
mm-hmm.
He seems to be moving quickly. There might be creatures on the edge of Bosterra on the outside that are moving towards you.
I think we've encountered some of these guys.
You're pretty sure they're called Gehreleths, or I forget what their other...
Not the guys that attacked us on the train, right?
Could be.
We were traveling between pearls?
Could be.
I think those were daemons.
Yep, they are a form of daemon. Demodans.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we've seen some of their ilk before when they attacked the train when we were between pearls.
The strange wizard is... Now his staff looks like it's formed sort of a claw at the end of it, as he's now placed it upon the gemstone that is of earth and death.
I'll commit every word that I can hear him say to memory using my superior mind powers. I do know Titan. What was the other? Abyssal? Was that what he was saying?
No, it was more like arcane magic and
yeah, like weird eldritch, beyond comprehension words.
Yeah, the language actually, you think it's magic in a spoken form.
Mm-hmm.
The language is called arcane.
Okay. Adding that to the learn list.
He manages to pry this thing with great effort out of its orbit around that of pure flame. And he quickly casts a spell upon it to shrink it, to place it within the puzzle box. Sinclair slams it shut greedily.
Awesome.
And the puzzle box is... Oh no, it's resetting. It's closing. You caught a glimpse of something else in the box. Give me a perception check.
Oh, the worst. Well, it's gotten much better. And I haven't had time to cast... Well, I haven't had time to cast age resistance, right? Because I haven't been in control at all. Greater age resistance.
Is that something you would have cast while you were in the dream realm?
It is something I just got when we leveled up.
Okay, then no.
Okay, so 1d20 plus 9. Dirty 20.
There was something that was inside there that you thought was a piece of you. There was now this brown black gem, and you saw what looked like a claw from some horrid beast. The puzzle box is now like clinking and clattering as it's resetting. You can hear screeching, like tormented souls. Blast! Will they ever leave me alone? Know this, son. The victims of your great magics will torment you forever, as they torment me. Do you think I want to be the necromancer?
Shit, interesting.
I will come back for you later. I suggest that you return to Bosterra and leave. Without the earth and death to counteract the flame, it's going to get very hot in there. There's a rising of tormented souls, and a bunch of these Geharoleths and Demodans from, like, all horizons on the Pearl of the outside of Bosterra are, like, full-on tilt running towards this area. Some of them are short-range dimension dooring closer. And then you even see the tentacled thing in the sky that once it had invaded your mind also looks like it's interested in what's going on here. The strange wizard, the necromancer, your grandfather, grabs a hold of Sinclair's hand and quickly plane shifts back to Bosterra on the inside.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus, we've got the power of a pearl. Yeah, I assume Sinclair's just still in control here. He's not giving up the reins now that he did his little good deed for the day.
Nope. I'm just going to return you to the... Well, it's kind of random. Give me a D4.
I will 4. I will lessen up a little bit on him. Now that I see he found our grandfather, and our grandfather seems pretty cool. He immediately gave us a magic gift, and he got us the power of a pearl. I'll ease up on him a little bit, but you know, he's not totally off the hook.
Okay, you appear in the area of Bosterra known as the Desolation. This is close to Cindermaw's territory. It's like just some... You know that plane shift kind of puts you in a random spot or like far from the spot. He gives you a nod. I have much to do. Many old friends to go and see. And many debts to collect. I suggest you teleport yourself back home or with your friends. He says the word like it's something that he despises. He's glancing in the direction that you think might be where the House of the Moon is.
Mm-hmm.
He smirks and then teleports away.
Well, I hope you're happy, Sinclair. I hope you're happy.
Very, says Sinclair.
It is nice that you've got a little family reunion with Grandpa going. It is nice to see him in some place other than the grand paintings in the drawing room. But I do say that staff was looking pretty prime for us. But I suppose I'll let it slide. I was asleep after all.
Okay, Sinclair's had enough of you and decides that he's done enough and you're now in charge. You gotta fall down into the desolation. The sands are hot.
I will immediately do whatever my most powerful illusion with speech, and I will summon next to me a like life-size Icky Maester, and I will like try and like compartmentalize part of my own mind to like give him some oomph through. We have like a mental bond, right? I know he's a very stupid creature, but I need to talk to someone, and I'm kind of just having a conversation with myself with my own illusion, but he technically controls it and compare it and make it say some things.
Yeah, Icky Maester comes out of your...
Control my illusions.
When you're in
stuff.
control, he feels you that you're in charge and comes out of your little naval...
Ooh, actually, that thing got messed up. I think he would have just been outright. He would have had to been out riding on.
Okay, in a pocket like the old days.
Yeah, something actually happened with that. Let me just take my character, check my character sheet.
I think it's broken. I think you need to make whole it or something. But
yeah, the Fleshcrafter bag is broken, and yeah, so. My bond to it was severed by a mind flayer as well, actually. I think I'll have to spend time reestablishing my bond to it, but it's just a loose animate dead hand of Icky Maesters.
Your bond to your magic item was severed, or your bond?
My bond to my familiar was severed.
Oh no, that came back when you woke up here.
Okay, excellent.
It was just kind of blocking you from
okay,
your animal companion.
Yes. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like you give him the power of presence as an illusion, so I can talk to someone about all the crazy shit that just happened.
Okay, so you're chatting away. Ooh, it's a really warm day here in Bosterra.
Only getting hotter. And I'll be excitedly talking like, "Oh, did you see that? The pearl itself!" And through this chattering, I will pull out the puzzle box and attempt like a knowledge check on it.
Okay, so this is the
Probably-
thing that you found in a Bosterran market that you've always pretended as it was a thing that you unearthed from one of your archaeological digs.
Yeah.
It is something you've put a lot of hopes and prayers into knowing what was inside of it, and have always failed, even with your companions, to open it.
Yes.
It
is.
You now know that should you become a lich, this is your phylactery.
And I know, too, that it has half the power needed to run a pearl inside of it.
Yes.
Or I saw it go in. I'm going to try and sense. I mean, that's a lot of magic power. And I don't think this box is crazy shielding. I've studied this a lot. So I'm going to try and, like, feel and sense the power if it's, like, emanating from it. I guess a knowledge arcana plus a detect magic, or I think I have the more powerful one.
Okay. You know that a lich's phylactery costs 120,000 gold pieces to create. Between already having the box and whatever Sinclair and your grandfather has done to it, you know that this is going to only cost you 40,000 gold pieces to complete.
Ooh, that's awesome.
And that the existence of that powerful stone will perhaps augment the lich that you will become.
Interesting. So I definitely can sense the power in there.
And what did you get as a knowledge arcana or a spellcraft?
I'll do knowledge arcana 25. Only 30.
$30?
Yes.
Okay, well, Lich's phylactery is an integral part of a Lich and its creation. Basically, the phylactery stores your soul. Liches rejuvenate when they are destroyed, so long as their phylactery exists. The only way to truly kill a Lich is to, like, destroy their phylactery and then destroy the Lich.
Got it. Yeah. Well, it's better than nothing. What do you say, Icky Mesa? Shall we go find the rest and explain that this pearls are supposed to burst into flame?
Give me a wisdom check.
Wisdom. That's just a fancy way of saying intelligence.
No, wisdom.
Well, I actually have a +1 on
Someone
it.
with
Not
low
negative.
wisdom would say.
You're mature enough for me to say this without your character knowing it. So
Yeah.
what you fail to realize, because the professor never looks before he steps when power is attainable,
Why would he? Of course.
is that by using this gemstone, you will also tie yourself in a strange way to Bosterra.
Yeah. Well, that's just things you'll find out later once you're just tied to Bosterra for some weird reason. That's just a future research project that the
That's
professor
just a
hasn't
bigger,
found yet.
more indestructible phylactery.
yeah. It's tied to me now, Marty.
It's a nice warm day in Bosterra.
Yeah.
Unseasonably warm.
I will cast Shadow Step and start moving. Well, I guess I can just teleport. I will just teleport.
Okay. Professor, you teleport back to, I'm assuming, the House of the Moon?
Yeah, that's where I think everybody was last. That's where I'm going for.
Okay, after the fight, there was some stuff going on with the professor. You haven't returned yet.
Before I teleport back, I am gonna take a real deep breath. I'm gonna look around. I see no shade. I will conjure something for some kind of shade using magic. I'm not gonna look it up because it's unimportant. I'm just trying to get out of the sun for a moment. I will take all of my clothes off and stand nude in the desert. I will take a deep breath, close my eyes, and I will cast Greater Age Resistance as an opposition school spell. And I will open my eyes and look down and see what the improvement's like on this old body.
Right. Some of the flab and wrinkles and white hairs are now full colored, and the flab is gone, the wrinkles, the sag.
Yes!
Yeah,
I don't look this good in half a century.
correct.
I will like really enjoy it for a minute, myself out in the desert with my crawling companion, dance around a little bit, take some real deep breaths, start to get a sunburn, immediately get back dressed again.
A regular Lich's ability score, I think your physicals would go back to before you aged.
Ooh.
For greater age resistance?
No, I think if you became undead, I don't know if you keep your age.
You think you
penalties?
lose your con?
You lose your con. Yeah, your charisma becomes your con.
I don't know what happens to age penalties. That'd be interesting.
And then the typical ability score boosts for Liches are +2 int, +2 wisdom, +2 charisma. Just as a FYI.
So that would be that's the same int bonus I'm getting from my age right now.
No, you keep those.
Oh, it's in addition to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you already put him on the path, Marty. He can't not become a lich. You gave him half the things there. He's got all this power. I think we all know, you know where this is going. That is beautiful. And real quick before I teleport back, one of the things I saw in the dream was Henry on top of the mountain of evil, writing as furiously as he can, trying to pen his masterwork here. And that was we had talked about how what he saw and what he gained from kind of looking over the shoulder to see that was the knowledge to achieve immortality via lichdom, right?
This was the You still need to write certain formulas down and do some research, but that was the ability to go do the research.
Okay, but it's not like a separate track. It all is gonna kind of dovetail here. My magnum opus here.
You need some time to research, and then some time to gather up the remaining material components you need, and then some time to craft, and you need the craft wondrous item feat.
Got it. Need craft wondrous item. Every waking moment I spend not sleeping, I will be spending on that research.
Okay, back at the House of the Moon, you guys watch the 2 purple lights. There's an argument about whether it was 1 purple light or 2 purple lights, and then
It was 2.
And then, the shades disappear into the desert, and the big cyclone kind of collapsed. And then it's quiet. One of the priestesses comes out to see what's going on. She says something to Akram. Akram says, "Oh, the heroes are starting to awaken." Yes.
Yeah, we're awaken too. And,
You're all invited into the sanctuary. All of you.
I'll drop feather fall off the roof and walk in following.
They are starting to awaken. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who awakens first? King Zephyros awakens first.
Hail the king, baby.
He's pulling the vines out of his ears when you get in. He lifts off the ground, and he's now inspecting the lanterns. He's just quietly waiting for others to return. There are many people that are bowing to him as he is royalty. There's no need for that, he says.
God, I love that he's the
But
king
do
now.
it anyways.
We're down to 6. 1, 2, 3. Pharisee, you're the next to awaken. You feel Pixel giving you a nudge, and her tendrils come out of your ears. You feel and look different. You are much more elfin and covered in leaves.
the dream is real, isn't it?
The leaves form wings when they need to. They're not always visible.
Fascinating.
And they also wrap around you in strategic ways so that you are decent, we'll say.
Delightful.
Many of your companions are still sleeping or slowly rising from their sleep as a big group of people come wandering in. Some of them are new, and they seem to be standing side by side with Truth Speaker Akram and Krojan. Krojan looks like he's mending some wounds, even.
You are some of the ones from the lamps, are you not? I can see the glow in one of you, like the glow in the lamp.
Moon Maiden Tekrakai says, "Yes, the half-elf and... Where's Darshan? I left him out. The Bastani and the half-elf and the... She doesn't know what to call you, Gracchus. This one.
Thurgus is going to love you. And so are his enemies. He'll teach you all about how to kill enemies.
This one was waiting at the door asking for heroes. Ha! Crochin slaps Flint on the back. He can fight pretty good.
Yes, I'm looking for heroes to help me slay a dragon.
You from the outside. Do you know where we are? Are you from this pearl?
No.
What pearl are you from? Tell me, do you know of Askren?